So, I had a moment. I was mugged. Well, the young man with the sharp-pointed implement was doing his best, let's put it that way. What he did not know at this moment was that I have something in common with Keanu Reeves.
I know Kung Fu.
I know Kung Fu. Turns out I know a lot of Kung Fu. So, I'm walking away from this incident, still vertical, all major organs and bodily fluids still on the inside, and I am complaining very quietly and rationally, of course, to my wife about this, saying, this little whippersnapper, what the hell did he think he was doing, attacking a fine figure of a man like myself, a fully grown adult? And my wife said, the fact of the matter is he probably didn't see you quite the same way as you see yourself. He probably saw you as a greying, aging, pudgy, soft target. And it was at that moment I realised I'm old. I'm old because I still like to get my news from squashed dead trees, and my tablets are made by pharmaceutical companies instead of by Apple. I'm old because my knees, my knees. I'm really going to have to talk to the Lord, if there is one, when I ever get to the pearly gates, because that's a shitty piece of design. And my knees crack more than I do. And I just find it ridiculous that I could possibly have such a useless piece in the middle of me that doesn't work anymore, much less this feckin' thing. My back goes out more than I do. And the fact is, it doesn't have to be something heavy I'm lifting up. I could be reaching for more or less anything, which means that when I drop money now, I actually stop and pause and look and see how much I've dropped to see if it's worth my while picking it up, because we're talking risk here and we've got to do a balance and reward. Speaking of which, when I am bent over, I tend to stay down there for a little while in case there's anything else useful I can do down there. You'd be amazed at the things you find when you're down at that level on those rare occasions. Lost children and old remote controls for the entertainment system and so forth. So the old thing, it's not sitting comfortably on my shoulders, ladies and gentlemen. It just isn't. I'm not a happy man about it, because I now start thinking about the day after, before the night has even really got going. And 6 a.m. is the time I get up now, rather than the time I used to go to bed. Speaking in the middle of the night, I've discovered that kebabs, particularly kebabs with extra garlic and chili, can give you a worse hangover, and they're no longer a good idea. What's wrong with punctuation? What's wrong with spelling things out? What's wrong with subordinate clauses? Long live the subordinate clause, I say. Harumph. Yeah, that oldies station that everyone listens to, that plays music that's so recent. Yeah, I don't know it, because does it have to be so loud? Does it have to all sound the same? I was watching the VMA, MTV, whatever they were earlier on in the week. I didn't know anybody, and it all sounded the same. And you start feeling like a perv just looking at it after a little while. I used to invest heavily in things that destroyed my body. I can see I'm coming to a tipping point where I'm going to have to invest considerably more, and my Smarties are going to be made by AstraZeneca and GlaxoSmithKline in the mornings. And because of this, I'm now against drugs. And I'm not against drugs because they're expensive, and I'm not against drugs because they're bad for you. I'm against drugs because I don't need them. Because if you want me to get high, just arrive at my doorstep and ding on the doorbell, and I'll jump up from the couch and postural hypertension will take over, and I'll feel very, very sad indeed. I'm now at a stage where being good in bed means I stay on the same side of the bed all the night, and I don't hog the blankets. Ear hair! Who fucking thought that was a good idea? Evolutionarily, what's that about? What purpose does that thing serve in my auditory canal? I now feel like I'm getting a workout when I pull on the shorts and bend over to lace up the sneakers. At that point, I'm pretty much done. But look, there is one plus to all of this. Going back to what I said at the beginning. Old age and cunning will overcome youth, inexperience, and enthusiasm. So my ear hairs and I, thank you very much.